All right, if you're someone that's been called out for using the phrase force absorption, I understand where you're coming from. I totally get it. So I'm going to offer some explanation of what's happening and also provide you with some alternative terminologies that you can use. That's hopefully helpful. Okay. So typically, people describe force absorption when you have some sort of a landing task, right? And what is actually happening in those tasks is that when you're absorbing force, what you're actually doing is you're generating force to absorb energy. So, some amount of stuff is being absorbed, right? It's not momentum. Momentum is conserved, but energy, some of it does turn into heat, and then the rest get turned into elastic energies and within your lower limb tissues. Okay. So when you absorb force, what happens? You're generating force to absorb energy, and it happens because you're already in motion and you have kinetic energy that needs to be absorbed and then used for some other things. Okay. So the truth of it is that it's simply deceleration. When you are absorbing force or generating forces to absorb energy, the end goal is to decelerate your body's downward velocity, which is the same as accelerating your body upward. But because you're already going down, there's a little bit of work to do before you can actually go up. Okay, so it's really in its essence deceleration, which in its essence it's just acceleration, because deceleration in one way is acceleration in the exact opposite way. Okay, so let's look at this landing. If you look at before, I highlighted the box where the center of mass velocity is still going downwards, which means you're sort of sinking, you're still yielding a little bit. You're generating forces, yes, but you're trying to fight against the body's downward velocity slash moment. And here, once you actually reach the bottom, you can actually move up because you are no longer going downward. Okay, you're still generating forces, but in this very instant, the size of your body's velocity is going up, meaning you're accelerating upward. Your upward velocity is increasing. So it's always force generation, but what differs is the state of your body. So what is a good way to describe these kind of things? So instead of saying force absorption, you can use deceleration, right? It's quite simple. It's quite uncomplicated. And you're absorbing some sort of energy. Okay. Instead of saying force redirection, you can use phrases like momentum redirections, because that's literally what you're doing. And always remember, to accomplish deceleration or momentum redirection, you always need to generate forces against your environment. Okay. So what differs between these cases is simply what is the state of your body at the beginning of the movement. Do you already have velocity that you need to control and decelerate? In that case, you need to generate forces to decelerate your body. And in similar veins, if you are thinking about redirection, which people usually describe as horizontal change of direction movements, it literally is deceleration, but just horizontally. Okay. So you still need to generate forces to accomplish all of those things.